Hello? 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 Hello?
I hear something over there.
Something.
Kurt, do you have any ideas?
Community shelter has major problems. Just recently, I don't like to mention names, but the director went off on a resident for about smoking. He said, "I'll never do it again." Went outside. The director followed him and harassed him for 30 minutes on smoking. That's not what a director should be doing, harassing a nice guy that I know because he smoked once in an area he wasn't supposed to.
Brad Logan, how y'all doing? I'm also homeless, and I've been to the shelter. I have been removed from the shelter. My complaint is I feel like the punishment is way overdue for the crime or whatever they want to say I have done. But what I'm saying is the shelter should not be the only resource that you could go to for the fact that I work with Burnt Nash, I work with all these other resources with DARE. The shelter controls all things. So if I'm put out the shelter, I have no opportunity to go anywhere else to get off the street for the fact that everything falls underneath the umbrella of the shelter. And the shelter tells me that I can't do anything for a year. It's 30 degrees outside. I've been out of the shelter for the last 2 weeks for things I consider myself moving myself forward for their opinion for me not to do it without them. Okay, cool. I could take the punishment, but I'm saying that the punishment is too long for what I have done, and for me to not to be able to go anywhere else in the city of Lawrence because everything falls underneath the shelter. So once the shelter says no, you can't reach out to any other organization to help you because everything comes underneath the shelter, and I don't think that's right.
Lawrence accountability?
So I don't know how many of you all got the February LCS newsletter. It indicated that there were 28 people housed. I questioned that, and I sent an email to them asking that. I got a response. I asked them which specific program was utilized for each person, what kind of voucher or funding was used, and what length of time establishing that and stabilizing funding available to each person. What I got back was of the 28 individuals housed in the fourth quarter that they claimed, 10 were housed via rental without subsidy. I want an explanation of rental without subsidy. Are you guys implying, is LCS implying that 10 chronically homeless people are now living independently in an apartment paying fair market rent? I'm not even going to explain what that involves. That's a question that needs to be answered. 3 of those people were living via rental subsidy. And so with all the funding the city and the county and local agencies have done, you only managed to provide 3 vouchers. And then 15 moved in with family and friends. Now, more than half of these people that they're claimed are housed are moved in with family and friends. That is not a form of housing by any definition. That is called precariously housed. It's category 2 in your definitions. It's temporary shelter in somebody else's home is basically what that is. So that's not getting somebody housed. We're not tracking a lot of the local information that we could, even though we as a county have committed to functional zero. So I went out and I took a look at community solutions. It's community.solutions out on the web, and people can go out and take a look how Douglas County is faring in their commitments. But we made a commitment in April of 2020 that we joined Built for Zero, that we were going to go for this Built for Zero thing. Now that has some different milestones that need to be reached. We've created a shared definition of what the right end state is. We don't want homeless people. Everybody agrees with that for whatever reason. but we haven't assembled an accountable community-wide team. I mean, these numbers that they're showing us, that's not accountability. I'm not sure what that is, but we're going to need some more explanation behind it. And then the community-wide team, there's a lot of the community that's being excluded. I'll go into the other three. I was going to go into those, but I thought it interesting that tonight Thomas and the other gentlemen were there talking about your LCS director and the way he behaves. I remember being in there not too long ago where he was telling you that he told a rape victim that they couldn't bunk with somebody because they weren't being raped right now, right? So y'all think about that.